successful. It fucked my computer so hard it crashed OBS temporarily. Yo, man, they need to get that shit fixed. That's fucked, man. That's fucked. Dude, it crashed so hard. It's not my computer that crashed. I still had frames. It was... There is so much shit happening on the network that it sucks my network completely dry. And it fucks everything because I think it's trying to keep up with all the people on the map. So yeah, that's the thing. So let's try to get back in, shall we, Chad? Hello? I don't know, not friend request. Oh, there's Hal. Request invite. Let me in, buddy. Sa-na-na. Da-da-da. Sorry, what happened? CT. However, all of Ignis except that wasn't true, but in theory, Ignis would have been CT. Oh. Honestly, I mean, we had a breakdown at the beginning of who potentially would have gone, and it wasn't Ignis, but so that would have been an improv thing. But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles, you know. Like, nothing you can do. Yeah, and they only wanted Vev, so yeah, it doesn't sound like they wanted Ignis. I mean, you wouldn't want Vic there. Chipz will do alright. I mean, God, there's so many things that he's good at, but everybody doesn't think he's good at them because he's a Pepega. Well.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to.
Someone got one.
Wow. Ooh, I gotta kill you after scaring me half to death. Nice.
No, get fucked.
You know, I was just standing
From behind.
There we go.
Die.
Why is this?
Boom. Wow, look at all that. Listen, did they want Ignis or did they want Vev? I heard Vev, not Ignis. So, you know, you could speculate. Yeah, I literally heard Vev and only Vev, which means they wanted only Vev. They don't want the Vamp boys there. It'd probably scare some bitches. Vev, even though she's a spider, people get along with her. Yeah, they said clearly Vev. Yeah, just Vev. Okay, knew it. I fucking knew it. Yeah, look at my frames though.
Excuse me.
Little reload, and I got more frames. You guys notice that? And I got like 3 times the frames. So I mean, okay. Add it to.
What did you say, my lady?
Definitely memory leakage. Didn't I see E16 talking about a memory leak? Because if I had to guess, that's what that would look like, right? If I had to guess, if I had to guess what a memory leak looked like, I would say slowly your frames go down to nothing. Okay. Here we go. Yuki time. Here we go, boys. We're doing Yuki prime time? What is this? Has Yuki made it to prime time television? Yo, Yuki, you coming up in the world. My hands are still scuffed, but I think I fixed the collar, so I should be good. Yeah, the hands are a little scuffed, but I don't have time, alright? They look good just in default, or good enough. Did you guys not tell me? Do I have a gate on? Yes, I do. Just seems cool. Let's make it sure. Seems a little hot.
Be aware that mana isn't worth your life. Javier, it's my job, Gilliam. You can get a new job, Javier.
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Be okay.
Well, I
Just keep your distance.
Hello,
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Yuki.
Hey,
Good morning.
Morning.
Bit of a late start, I see. We've been having quite the uneventful morning.
Is it still morning?
You know, it's kind of nice.
I think it's about midday now, but you know, if you just woke up, it's morning.
This is probably why I was able to sleep in so late. Plus, since I don't have to wake up for guard duty anymore, I don't have anything.
Nice, you got
Make sure
sleep.
you
Let's
guys
go.
make sure you guys continue to keep yourselves fed.
Where's the food?
Good.
We're doing quite well. Again,
Do you
thanks
need-
for the bread from this morning.
Well, Claude was here. He might be working, serving food
I haven't
right
had
now.
breakfast, so. Oh, wait, okay.
Do you want me to get you some toast?
Is it being funneled through?
If one
I-
person gets stronger, the other has
just-
to.
I'm looking.
Good, why?
Is that how we get food now? I have to ask for food? Oh, no.
I'd rather you eat what I make instead of what they provided us.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh.
not.
Well, Claude is available to
Unless you
cook
wanna eat that.
food
I guess
if we need it.
Oh, okay.
Is that motherfucking
Well, yeah, I'll
That's
take a
what you
toast.
choose.
I'll take a toast. I'll take
he
a
had a-
toast.
Ricky!
Okay, alright.
Huh?
It's motherfucking Yuki. Bing bing.
Yay!
It's just ice.
Where's your...
Hello.
What the hell happened to you?
What happened to you?
What?
Wait,
Okay, good. Making sure.
Do you want some?
what's going on?
I've been taking a town survey.
I can tell.
Zany lemonade or sunshine in a cup, shortened down to Sunny cups for the guard lemonade stand. Zane came up with the first one, and then I came up with the second one, and everyone
he
liked
can
the second
tell
one better. So we're going with that one.
What you can tell.
What?
So they're letting you have a day
What
off
am I
to do
doing?
Yeah,
your
it's
lemonade
funny.
stand?
Why if we go backwards?
No,
Where
I'm
are you
patrolling
going,
and
Tom?
asking.
I don't know. Where are
I'm
you
sorry,
going
it's
from?
not much, but
Oh.
Where's your uniform?
Oh wait, I'm waiting my turn.
Where's your you?
And why are you wearing a...
Huh?
No
Where's
one's
my
asked.
uniform?
I haven't answered.
What?
Okay, I'll
Why
just
don't I
act
have a
like it's not
uniform?
there.
It's blinking.
Okay.
All rotted.
It's a
I'm a
singlet.
deputy. I
It's a
should have a uniform. I'm a deputy. I need to get a
I
uniform.
have many questions.
Oh, by the way, Yuki.
I don't have any answers for.
What are you talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Gilliam.
Prim says hi.
Tell her hi back.
Can you whisper back a hi from us?
All right,
Put
I'll say
a
hi
heart
back.
at the end of it.
I'll say you
Put a
said
heart at the
hi
end of
back.
it. They love women
you
love
say-
that. Yeah, put.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
excuse me, baby.
What?
Cool.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Please, I'll
So it turns out that wasn't what he was gonna say.
Do I look okay?
Oh. Yeah, I could use this now. Thank you so much.
Do I look
I am...
okay?
I am so... so confused.
Alan, my ego.
you and me both.
Right now.
So imagine
you
getting.
come back.
I have been beaten by boxes, man. It's.
My lovely.
I'm done. My life is at an end. My life is at an impasse. I'm going on a train.
So, Prim wants to know, says, how are you doing with the cat face at the end?
Oh, with a cat. Oh man, what does that even mean? Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
Say. I almost said the joke. I'm not gonna do it. Alright, send it back.
If I fell down some stairs, I fell down some stairs. Is that what you want me to say?
Smiley face, thumbs up. You look pretty, thumbs up.
But yeah,
Winky face. Got all that?
at least box.
Smiley face, thumbs up, you look pretty, smiley face. Wait, no, thumbs up. Smiley face, thumbs up, you look pretty, thumbs up, winky face.
You got it.
Understandable.
Hmm.
Keep doing that.
Is that how you write letters to people?
Oh,
Smiley face, thumbs up.
listen, I never
You
said
never
I
write
was
a letter to me like that.
I never said I was the whimsical type.
Is it even on the lines, or is it just a smiley face in the middle and then like wording around?
I thought it was endearing. It had the smiley face, you know?
Yeah. Gets
I
the
thought
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Oh, it's happening again. Oh, there they go.
Oh yeah. Hey, so mind if I tag along on your patrols?
Who is that?
Sure. Would you like to join me on my patrols?
Yes. Let me grab my
As an understatement
stuff
here.
though. I don't want to be.
Yeah, go grab your stuff.
I'm right here. I'm an idiot. No one saw. We're good. Okay.
You're old, but yeah, she's
Good
fine.
boys.
She's climbing up on
Well done. She probably
the. Hey,
deserved it.
no,
at
you
some
leave her
point.
alone. She doesn't want to be.
Yeah, true. True. I
Don't bug
agree
her.
wholeheartedly.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Boop.
I'm looking for a bow, are we?
Brothers, it seems like
Finest
we've been
wares and
joined by a
items you've
much
ever
larger
seen.
goblin.
Hotel.
Hooray!
What?
Kill the deserter.
What? Who the fuck? I will fuck you up! Oh!
I realize that walking with a bucket on my face is kind of dangerous.
Oh, a nice bow.
Yeah, I procured it the other day.
Oh, well, as a non-guard yourself.
They said, heart, winky face.
There's
Okay.
This is some
Okay,
lover's
no,
postcard.
I
I'm picking up.
don't know
Also,
what to
I-
do with that.
20 bucks.
If
Okay,
I answer
but
wrong,
you know
I
that-
think I'm gonna fuck up. I could be
Everything's
in the
gonna go down if
doghouse.
you answer wrong. You pick your image as well.
You should hurry because
Don't put a full
there's
stop.
someone else.
That makes
There's someone else after them. You can't screw up now. There's someone else. There's someone else after them.
They asked them to walk around town this evening, if I could recall.
You should hurry.
They did.
Just okay.
Individually.
3 thumbs up and a smiley face.
Thumbs.
Whoa. There we go. That gets
Like the
messy
number
for us.
3,
I'm sure you have.
3.
or just 3 thumbs up.
Make sure that when you put it in a slant. That'll get the idea.
All right. So is it 3 thumbs up, like thumbs up, or is it 3 thumbs up?
Make it pretty. You know, put some perfume on it while you're at it.
Yeah, a little pizzazz. Psst.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
You know.
I'll say 3 thumbs up, and a winky face or a smiley face.
Smiley face. Smiley face.
We're losing
3
daylight,
thumbs
man. Get
up,
to it,
thumbs
get
up,
to it,
thumbs
come
up,
on.
on a
I'm
slant.
losing her!
Smiley face on a slant.
So hard nowadays.
Right?
Oh, you have to be in a relationship to understand. It's couples Morse
I'll
code.
leave. Goodbye.
It's complicated. Wanna go, Joe?
Let's roll. Where to?
All right. Well, I've just been patrolling around, honestly. I've been asking about the lemonade stand, and I played I Spy with some of the bandits.
Okay.
They're really good at I Spy. I'm really suck, apparently. Even though I've been doing it for ages. What about you? What have you been up to? Did you find a place to live? Stay? Sleep?
Well, I slept there last night. Well, yeah. I mean, there was nowhere else I could go, and because of the situation
There.
with Prim
Can you
and
afford in there?
no, I can't. But the mayor said he'll talk to me about payment today. I'm thinking maybe if I avoid him, he won't remember because he was pretty fucked up on his medical bed when I went to ask him. You know, probably hopped up on that, magical juice.
Yeah. See, this is why I hate magic. Don't do it. This is, fuck magic. Am I right?
Well, I mean, medicinally, if you do it properly, can it be?
Well, do you count medicine as magic? I mean, I guess in some, areas, Yuli is medicine magic.
No.
I had to think about it. I'm gonna take that as a no.
What? You wouldn't really classify medicine magic? You don't find the science of medicine magical?
Normally.
It's the practice of medicine, you see, because you can never be a master of medicine. That's why it's called the practice. At least I think. Feel me? Yeah.
I guess I could roll with it.
Yeah, can you roll with that? You picking up what we're putting down, Homie G?
Yes.
You feeling what I'm feeling?
I don't understand.
Are you okay? Do you need some tea?
I don't understand.
I know elves love
Need
tea.
some medicinal tea.
Yes.
Do elves have tea?
Oh my.
What kind of tea?
I mean,
Green tea? Is that presumptuous?
A solid choice.
I don't even know where the question went anymore.
We were talking about tea. Where were you?
Is Matt? Yeah, you were caught up in coffee or something. We're up to tea now. Catch up.
Oh my god.
A B Z D T.
You guys really do talk fast.
You see, we're at lunch now. We're up to the end bit of the meal here. Like, just on the appetizer.
We should be going to patrols.
I'll let you guys go to.
You're right. My bad. So sorry.
No, alright.
Yuki, there you are.
I'm right here.
Barry.
No, I'm gonna be honest. His sources are probably just.
Barry, could you they want to know where the north gate is. Is it that one or is it that one? I think it's that one.
It's at the north. Do you have a compass?
Okay,
No, I don't have a compass. Do you carry a compass?
Just scour the walls. You know what? I actually don't.
A compass?
Well, that's east.
A compass.
Well,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna go check on East Gate.
Okay, that's south.
Wait.
You know, which way does
And
the
then
sun
back
rise
there
from?
is
I
north.
think that's a better one, right?
Wait, we just.
No clue.
Wait,
It stays there a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, you know what? I'll give you that. That's independent that it
I
even
just
goes
need
up
someone
in
to
the...
guide me to the north gate.
Okay, alright, fine.
North
Follow,
gate's
No,
that
Yuki,
way.
I'm so sorry.
Let's
I've
go.
been calling them Yuki all day
Patrols.
because of the spear.
let's follow the patrols us. Wait, why are you dressing in...
Patrols us?
Okay, we'll talk. Let's get this this way.
Alright, we'll talk. Look, patrol is way more important. Wait, are they still with us?
I think
Hey,
so.
what is your name, by the way? I keep calling you Yuki. And you're not Yuki.
Why
You're
are
just
you
the spear that makes
calling
me
them-
Yuki.
I'm Neve.
Yeah, we don't sound anything
That doesn't sound
alike.
like Yuki. You're right. No, it was the spear. It's a spear. You're the only one that I knew went around with that spear.
How's the spear holding up?
Yeah, you holding it good?
Pretty good.
Firm grip? Good grasp?
It
You gotta
hurts
give
the
it a
shoulder
firm grip.
after a
Have you
while.
been massaging it enough? It requires attention.
I have not.
Look.
Oil.
massaging
You
my-
need to oil it. The wood gets a little dry.
Oh, wood oil, yeah.
Don't neglect it.
There it
Oh,
is.
I see.
That's the good stuff.
Gotta rub it
Yuki
in the
hasn't been
shaft
the same since
real
he hasn't
well.
been able to grasp that pole. He's been on the bow. I think it's been making him sad.
Bear used to watch me. It was weird.
I still watch you. Don't try me. Anyway, this is Northgate. This is my old reliable, as I called it.
They look so.
I used to guard Northgate.
different.
Yeah, we used to. Oh yeah, they high-fived it with a banner with red paint. Not exactly my first choice, but you know.
Did they
Fun.
pay you?
You know, they could pay us more.
They told me that they pay the guards here 5 gold a day.
How much did you get?
It's about right. But then armor and weapon damage, and I ended up
We had to pay
broke
for all our own stuff. Did you know that?
after the initial.
And he can barely afford a home.
They don't give us 5 gold. I'm looking to get 1 per single day.
You get paid? Big a bandit.
Oh, we have those. We divide it between ourselves.
Is it heavy? Wow. I guess you have stronger arms than I thought. The heavy pole.
I've just been carrying it all day. That's all.
Mm.
Do you want to trade his bow for the pole? Then he can go back to having the pole again.
You really want me to have the pole?
I'm just saying, it looks better when you have the pole. I'm so used to you with the pole, so it's so weird not to have it.
My whole
So
identity
it's
is
visual.
ruined. Got it. Okay, I'm sorry.
I try to give you the bow.
I am still the same person on the inside, Barry.
I know you, but every time I tried to give you my bow, you said no. But now it's your bow. It's good enough. What's up with that, huh?
Things changed after. I'm a changed man since I quit the guards.
He's rough and tough, and he's a changed man. In fact, he's a woman.
What? Okay. Okay, Barry. Are we gonna talk about that bag, or are we gonna leave that?
No, not in front of the children, please. We'll have
Okay.
a marriage dispute some other time.
Sorry,
I'm
apologize.
sorry, what?
Anyway, did you need anything else? We have to continue our patrol.
No, that's fine. You're still patrolling. You know we can keep this place safe
supposedly.
and under control.
But
Why
it's
don't you
our
just take the
job
day off?
as people with bows to bow things if needed bowing.
I'm just following her
Me,
because
Barry Bowie.
Don't hurt yourself.
I guess she's crazy.
I like how you're really emphasizing that. She's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What's giving it away?
I don't know. Maybe the undergarments that are kind of hanging out. Not really. Uh-huh.
No, you are the first person to bring that up today, which is really wild. I thought at least someone else would.
It's kind of a dead giveaway,
I guess
honestly.
you just pay attention to me, Yuki. You just pay
I guess. I mean, I think I would notice if a guard slipped off, like a shirt off the. Just give me a moment.
You're right.
Yeah,
Are you having a good day?
Can you
It's a
imagine
long
if
day for you.
Samuel,
A lot of sleep?
Samantha did that? You know, just like.
Samantha wants to wear a dress.
You know,
I've heard him
hey.
talk about it a lot. Yeah.
You know, actually, I could
Yeah,
see him
hey.
pulling it off. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that with enough confidence, anyone can pull anything off.
How long have you been like this?
What do you mean? I've always been like this.
This is a magical illusion of some sort.
That must be. Can you imagine me with more money then? If you're magicking me out, maybe I can afford a house.
Why'd you make me believe you were someone else?
I technically didn't make you believe anything when you think about it.
Well, you didn't correct me.
Is that a crime?
No. It makes me look like an
No.
idiot.
The first day. Well, you're the first person to even make this suggestion and all the visual attempts, so is everyone else the idiot? And you've only been awake for 5 minutes.
You're wearing things that are emphasizing more.
But no one said anything.
Okay, here. Roll!
Roll's been having a day.
Roll. Can you tell me?
friends are here.
What?
What?
You mean the academy?
The ones that wear the same things as Nerali.
Oh.
You mean the
They're
small
here.
brown one?
Oh.
Oh.
There goes all the bandits.
Where? Oh shit.
All right.
Oh, let's
hey.
go figure that out. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, we gotta patrol. Oh, all escalated roll.
Yeah, it didn't help that one of them.
You doing alright over there, Prim?
One of the bandits and
Okay, cool.
Can't believe she didn't tell me she was a girl this whole time. She's been watching me while I sleep. I mean, I'm really trying to think if she's seen me naked. Cause I don't know.
Barry, stay here. Barry, stay here.
Oh no, I can't get married.
Doesn't matter right now.
There's no sense in putting yourself in danger doing all this.
Who do you think they are?
Yeah, but you need to go back.
Definitely
Unless you have weapons.
looks like the academy. Let's get closer.
I wish I could. I wish I could. I was told not to get closer.
Coming to attack me right here.
Wait, what does that little guy hear that?
I think that's Zenga. Oh, front row seats.
Is everybody doing all right?
What are you doing? Are you just standing here? Get out of the way! You're taking
Is it not a free country?
Sorry, apologies. I just saw this. We have guests. I just want. I'm sorry.
Back away.
Uh-oh. I think they're gonna shoot me. Yeah.
Come on. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
think I'm
seem-
gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to want to see him.
Yeah.
Mr. Zhang, thank you.
Yes.
We might be in danger.
It's like I have anything important to do.
But I kind of want to see what's going on.
So, you know.
Shield, please. Marcus.
Thank you.
He's holding a gun up to us just to look at her. Okay, how could you? I thought we were friends.
Everyone, disperse.
Samantha Marley, let's go.
I think it would be wise.
Come on, Barry, let's get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Okay, alright, I'm going.
It's the academy. I
Hey, do you
recognize
want to
some of
get
the
a higher
students.
view from somewhere else
Everybody
there?
get out of the way. Everybody get out of the way.
We could sneak around the side there and go up there.
Move.
Everybody needs to get out of the way completely.
Okay, alright. Alright, so.
And to speak to them.
You need to speak with them? Sure we can. It's not that hard. What do you want to say to them?
I'll show you. Come on.
Okay. Well, we can go through there and go around.
What are they saying?
They're talking about making a
They
deal
want to
with
go. They want to go up to the keep to talk to
that's
Zane, but
exciting.
Zane has gone up to them. All right.
I don't think they know that.
Continue business as usual for the time being. Try if you can get an opportunity. If any of you can get an opportunity to talk to one of them on their own, the cadets, do so. Get to the clinic.
Of course.
Go to the clinic then. Non-fighters.
This way.
I said a clinic was a good place to talk, I suppose. I was back here one time trying to look for Gert.
Oh.
Yep, didn't find it.
Can you manage to get these?
Alright, what's the plan here?
You managed to get up on these?
Hmm.
Ooh.
Can you?
With
Yep. Great difficulty.
it's like one of those jumping puzzles.
You got it.
All right.
You go, Queen.
Up,
Well done.
up here.
Wow, what's this place? I've never been here.
So I've patrolled so many times that I've come across this, and I stashed. You'll see a crate
What?
here.
You stash
with...
things down here?
Yeah, there's weapons. Bunch of weapons.
Whoa.
When the
Is
explosion
this when you want to tell the...
took place, was it last night?
Yeah.
I took advantage of the chaos and I just loaded crates. I stashed one here and I stashed one the other
Wow,
side.
that's really smart.
Yeah.
Good shit.
The other one's in the stables.
What are we gonna do with weapons?
Well, I don't know. I knew we kept hearing Ascension Academy was coming, so figured.
I didn't even know when they were gonna get here, if they ever were. I'm not even sure if the messenger even got through, but I guess they did. We should tell them. But how are we gonna tell them?
Well, I
They're
don't...
stuck with the guy and the other guys.
Well, it'll also be helpful if we need to give our townsfolk.
How many combatants do you think we have? Would that even work? No matter how well armed they are, they can't fight him. Well, I guess that's one way. Sigurd had another plan. He wanted to try and ambush a wall, I suppose, and get as many people out as he could.
Well, we need to be ready for whatever it is Ascension tries to do. Whether it be arm ourselves...
Do you not trust us, then?
I just want to protect ourselves.
I agree. This is a good plan. Should we tell the other people that there are weapons here?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet, though. If... Can we trust everybody?
No, absolutely not. There's too many variables.
Maybe we wait till we talk to the Academy. If we talk to the Academy.
Yeah, I think that's... I think that we might be able to. Maybe. It seems like everyone wants to speak to them. I don't think we're gonna have a chance.
Well, if they manage
Besides,
to...
we are just two simple civilians.
Then we'll just meet them in the med thing if they manage to get a convo. What the fuck?
What the fuck? What's going on though? Were they already fighting? Did they not reach an agreement?
I don't know. I don't know.
Be careful. You good?
It's too soon. I got this. I got it. Thank you.
Okay, there you go. Let's go. No problem. I know that ever since I fought the wall, I've been concerned.
I better not have no fuck. Jesus Christ.
What's going on? Yo, what happened? Roll?
Yo, what happened?
Hello?
Get inside, all of you.
Did anyone know what the explosion was about?
Yo, if the cavalry's here, I'm getting out of here. Yo.
I think he was shooting people. That was a gun? That sounded like a giant explosion.
No.
Hey. Don't do that. Not in front of him.
I got a bucket of ice. What the fuck are they gonna do?
Look, I know he's big and scary, but he has a lot more hair.
Yeah, I thought you were walking in a cafe for a second, honestly.
Man.
So did he shoot someone, or was there a cannon?
I don't know.
I think it was a cannon.
Molly, what happened?
Look, idiot just shot one of his own people.
What? What? He shot one of his own
What you want?
people? Why?
I mean, I know, but it's a man who's on the ground now, and it's not one of ours, thank the Lord. That's what happened just now.
Alright. Guess I will.
I'll watch over.
Who just went down?
Are they leaving already?
One of their own.
I don't know.
Zane shot.
Hey, who
one
did they
of
shoot?
His own. One of us.
What, are you just gonna
Does he
stand
do
for
that
that?
often?
You just shot one of your men!
Aren't you family? You're supposed to be family, yes?
Can I talk with you this way?
Alright,
Move,
let's
move.
Maybe I can
Clear the way.
Yes.
Whenever you get the chance, I need to talk to you. It's urgent.
I know.
You just shot one of your own men. Okay, what the fuck?
I know. Why do you think I told you to leave? He was going to shoot you. Not thinking about it, he was going to. That's him now. That's how he works. I know you. Do anything. He can't do anything. He's just shooting you guys. You're not even people to him. I know. They're just numbers to take as objectives. Hey! We can't do anything. It's too powerful.
This man, his name's Kay? How dare he?
So what? Doesn't that terrify you? That terrifies me. I'm not even on your side.
But if I don't act like I'm not around him, even if I act like I'm not around him, he'll shoot someone. One of us, like he did.
Excuse me, Blake. I'm having a moment. Give me a second.
Hey, Blake.
Alright.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, over here. Or wherever you want. Wherever you want.
Do you know where Marcus
What'd you
is? You said you wanted to talk to me?
He went down that way. Actually, he's right over there, I believe. Right over there.
Family or not, we've made our choices and we owe everything to that man. More than you could possibly.
He'll come back
for
for
us.
like, no, no,
They showed up here for a
Yuki.
reason.
Well,
Marcus.
What's up?
You said you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah, about, it was last night. Right, the guy.
Right. Come on.
What's wrong?
Alright, I'll make it short and sweet. Since the mayor was incapacitated last night, as well as Captain Sigurd, I was promoted to temporary in command for the guard. Since you were a former guard yourself, I just wanted to let you know, top priority, keep everyone safe. And keep the bandits placated. We know that the academy is here now, so all we just gotta do is stall for time. And hopefully, this will end soon.
Alright. Well, don't make the same mistakes, Sig and the others have made, okay?
I'll do my best to not follow the same path. Also, get yourself a helmet, please.
I'd rather have an armor than a helmet right now, but okay.
Well, you don't have the armor, so at least get the helmet. We have some spares. I don't want to see someone's head get lopped off.
But it's a good look.
How is it a good look?
It's not.
Loved up helmet. Always great luck.
Well, maybe ladies would like me more if I weighed a little less.
You know what? Maybe. You never know.
You never know.
You can always get ahead in life.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I've been trying to stay motivated. Do you want to let go of the arrow, Yuki? There's nothing here that's gonna hurt. With some love, will you? You picked up that arrow?
No, that's my statement.
What was your statement?
That arrow is my statement.
Oh, okay. Well, statement made, I suppose. I don't know what it means, but
Damn.
it's been made. I've loud and clear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well.
I was speaking with Kay. He was the Northwall guard while I wasn't guarding. He played I Spy for like an hour or so. He was terrified that his leader would shoot one of his own men, and said that he was going to shoot me for sure if I didn't move.
Yeah, I definitely got that vibe.
He said he had no choice.
Did Ascension Academy really just leave?
I don't see them. Where the fuck did they go?
Did they
Like,
really?
he shot one of his own men and they fucked off? What, they have a tail between their
Right through
legs?
the
Oh
gates
shit, they
already.
got a gun.
Yeah, great.
Why? Why would they fucking leave us like that?
Well,
They
that's
here that they're
wonderful.
gone?
This sucks.
They were our only bastions of hope during all this. And they just left.
Well, I don't think it's gonna
From
work out.
what tidbits I could hear, they were mainly here for a negotiation.
They didn't even go inside.
Is that why they had their negotiation pants on? They got fucking the best shoes on and they fucked off with those shoes? What the fuck?
Who knows?
We've been holding out for days. I have been barely trying to keep this town together with hope and dreams. And this, they finally come. A beacon of hope, and they just fuck off?
Looks like it.
And there's no way to go out there to check? Anything like that? We just have to just assume they might come back, maybe not?
Unless you guys know
Who
how to get
knows?
through
We
the
didn't hear. We
sewers.
weren't even allowed close to it. Do they have the sewers guarded? Do they?
If we're gonna talk about
does
escape,
anyone know
go
they
to the
do?
mayor's house. Don't talk about it out here.
Anyway.
Also, the town is throwing a party for the bandits here. We're so graciously,
They throw a party for the
occupying our town
bandits,
and
but they
protecting it.
never once invited us to the town parties as guards?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, that's a little fucked.
That's a little fun.
well, it's more of a thanking party for, providing us with such protection, food.
Oh, I'm gonna
I'm getting
tell
a
you
vibe.
you guys should probably quit. That would be my thing. They don't fucking appreciate you. They literally threw us out there
Honestly,
with
at
no
this
plan
point-
to die.
He's been promoted up to the one in charge. Sigurd was demoted, Now it's up to
Yeah.
Marcus.
Yeah, he told me. And I knew it was coming. I'd talk to Sig.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. Should we go to this party that, everyone's enjoying?
Yeah, you can
Wait, is it
head
right
on
now?
your way there. Well, I'm assuming it's right now. They gather the big group in the town center. I believe they might be headed for the tavern. If you see any other of the bandits on the walls, be sure to inform them of their banquet.
Okay.
Alright.
Maybe take some.
I'll check Northgate.
If you're looking for a deep explanation, just ask Sig.
Do you want to speak to Sig right now?
Do I? Not really. Gonna be honest.
I didn't think so. Yeah, it didn't seem the type.
Yeah. Alright. Well, we had the one conversation. Now let's go on to the next conversation. Where's your guard outfit?
Alright, what is it? God damn it. Well, look, when you were in a big half and left, I had a very deep contemplation about whether or not I wanted to stay with the guards or not. And, considering we're not even really guarding anything anyway, we're just glorified people with bows, I thought maybe just put on some nice clothes. Maybe enjoy some luxuries and the silver lining of this entire thing. I've been trying to keep it positive, And that's how I got these clothes.
So. Okay.
What about
Money-
you? Did you,
I was telling you where it
nice
was.
tunic, nice
right
belt?
now.
Did you get that yourself?
This is like.
Kept your armband on? Sure, your sister's very, very happy with that one.
Well, listen, regardless of what I'm wearing, whether I'm in my underwear, I better have that on.
Catch you in the shower with that armband. You better watch out.
What is happening?
This calm man really wants some damn coffee. He's feeling his pecs. Just calm down, my
They're
friend.
having a romantic moment, Yugi. I wouldn't look
very
at them too hard.
Very muscular.
Okay.
Are you guys going to the banquet, by the way?
Yep. I'm the tavern. They work there, so you know.
No. Okay. Right. Do you think they have cakes for bandits and not for us? Do you think they have like a good
Probably.
job bandit? You guarded the wall well.
Yeah, we're excited. Thank you for everything. We love you. You know.
Maybe they'll have a newspaper saying bandits. My God.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Love you guys. You know what? The
Wow.
outfits really compliment your eyes.
Yeah, the guards were. Thank God we have the bandits now. The town was in shambles before they arrived.
Bandits. Honestly, the white didn't match anyone's eyes.
No,
Disgusting.
no.
Black, so much
Horrible
better.
costume design. Should have been shut down.
I think black is the new aesthetic. You know what? I think I'll just keep this on me for today. You know what? I'll just,
I think everyone's allowed to have something on them.
We have the right to bear bows. Anything you say or do
Damn
not say
right.
can be used against a bow.
I don't see the law that says you can't take this in the tavern.
It's not on the walls. Hey, there's a bucket over here.
That's mine.
You got a bucket? What
It's
you
a
got
beautiful
for?
bucket.
It's a bucket of ice for my face.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah.
Have you been to the doctor about that?
I got beaten up by boxes.
Boxes? As in
Bo-
like people that
Yeah.
or like a
No.
like a box.
A box. Yeah, I went in the storage room, and 20 of them, one by one, fell on my face and body
Oh.
in the
Right.
dark.
You know, I've never fought a box, but I didn't think they boxed back.
Yeah.
I mean, these ones
my.
did.
So I think in a way you can say I'm anxious and waiting.
I guess they're doing quite the
Oh.
box step around you, I suppose.
Now you read.
Did they give you the good magical drugs?
I didn't get any drugs.
Magic.
What?
That's the most.
I didn't get any
I mean,
drugs. I got called
like a
I got
cream?
called a
An ointment?
I got called a bruised
Exfoliator?
grape and laughed at.
What? By the
I got
medic
called.
staff?
No, but other people around town.
Oh.
What? Really? And you just let
Yeah.
that slide?
What am I gonna do?
I guess we get beaten back by boxes. I'm not sure what actual people would. Not sure what you would do about it. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked to Briggs about a training montage eventually. I'm gonna take 2 months and train.
Mm.
I'll build up upper body
In the
strength.
mountains, under the waterfalls.
Make sure to get some
Yeah, break.
good music.
Good
Yeah.
music. Well, what do you recommend?
And a
Violin.
viewing too.
The only really people that I know of are like, I don't know if you've heard of like Chromatic Glass Chan or anything like that.
I was thinking slow piano. I think that's very invigorating.
Slow piano.
Slow piano.
Slow piano. Okay.
Some sultry
I'll try all of them.
to train to.
I'll try a variety and see what sticks. You know. See what happens.
Low key vibes to train to. You know, that kind of thing.
Low key vibe to train to. I'll do that. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got ideas. No one asked me.
Marcus.
Apparently not. But thank you for the suggestion. I'm gonna try into this bucket now.
Enjoy yourself.
I wish I could get out conversations like that.
Just put your head in a bucket.
They all left.
Take a bucket with you.
Just put your head in a bucket.
You want a bucket?
Just take a bucket with me next
Yeah.
time. You know what?
You want a bucket?
Yes, there was a whoosh noise outside.
carry
Go
buckets,
whoosh, whoosh, and
Okay.
it seemed very worrying for Gilliam, so I thought I'd tell you guys.
Okay.
Does that sound like arrows?
It does not sound like arrows. It sounds like something else.
Whooshing.
Sounds like whoosh,
Yeah,
but
not
isn't an
again.
arrow. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think.
Yeah. Hey, is there any whooshing noises we should be alerted to?
Oh no.
You heard it too, right?
You guys are hearing that too.
We were told there was a noise, but I did not personally hear it.
Gilliam went running off in a
If
frenzy
about
after hearing
3
it.
or 4 of you heard the same noise, and it's a concern.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go ask the gate. I'm gonna do it.
Don't.
Go ahead. Go, Samantha. Go with her. Him.
We're watching you do it, Barry.
Hi.
What the fuck?
Right.
It's a lot of size, gentlemen.
It's right down my ear.
You know what I do? Me go around town and walk around and see if I see something.
Could I just have
Alright.
a word concerned about something?
Yes.
What's poppin', boss?
Everybody be quiet down, because you got illegal people coming down from that side, the south side, so be careful.
Sorry, what?
Is it the academy? Did they come back? No.
Are they repositioning to the east gate?
Oh yeah.
I would love. I've yet to. Hopefully they can do something for us.
Maybe that one? That's what they're trying to do.
Is it? Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Look anything else.
Look at the Cari gossip providing entertainment during the slower times for the inhabitants here. We love you. Okay. Hotel. Fuck, I'm so tired. Okay. I know there was a spawn there, but I don't know where it is exactly. Oh.
Then I shall see what I can pull from them under duress, so.
What's the best way to do?
It was a worthy
I'm
try.
trying to practice the ability to switch stances.
Maybe actually try send some in at. If we bring a lot of us, then some go. If we bring a lot of us at the gate, yeah. One that will as draw a lot of attention. If it's all of us and only a small amount, that.
Strike
team.
However,
Escort them out.
I still think is really bad, and that thing that they had could potentially hurt you. Now, you could go up to the person and say,
What's going on? I had reports that he was speaking through some sort of voice. I gave him a try to resist it. It appears to be effective.
Good. He may be. Well, I don't need to tell you. Keep an eye on him.
For sure.
Yes, Cadet.
Are you alright? One moment. Keep my head.
There's one fire.
Their armor is very well made. High quality leather.
I don't.
Is it? Well. Any idea where it might have come from, or if it's even from this region, and who could produce it?
No, sir, I've never seen anything like this.
Interesting. Their weapons as well, some are silver, some are gold. Any idea where that could have come from on short notice? It's almost like they expected us.
Does the town have any resources like?
I haven't been able to ask, but I will find out soon. Unfortunately, I have to go ask prisoners heavy-handed questions under orders. Keep at it, Cadet. We have to find out where this is coming from.
By the way, Ida, you heard about the giant creatures that have been spotted.
Greetings, Professor.
Does this guest speak common, either of them?
Yes. We've been talking for a while.
Practically split in half. Something big.
Lila.
Okay, now we're gonna go Chipz. Alright.
Manacles are on the legs, tied them around the torso.
Augusta, if you would apply manacles to the arms and legs, please. No, it wouldn't. The protocol is protocol. Apparently it is. Food and water for them both. Starving.
I'm going to have to be a little forceful. Unfortunately. On orders from the officer. How's you doing?
There she is.
He's going to switch to Elvish once more. I have a couple questions if you have time.
I know, she's run off twice, but... comes the boy.
Hey.
Hello, boy. Welcome.
How are ya?
There he is. He's here. I got to do politics stuff.
How'd it go?
I'm on cloud 9. Well, it could have gone worse, could have gone better. Pretty neutral, actually. Although, inevitably, what I predicted did happen because I decided to bring a hotshot. You know, typical Lila stuff. We're not doing it this way. We're not giving the enemy the giant super weapon that will kill literally, possibly entire world. Giant super weapon that will kill world islands. How dare you not save 50 hostages in this particular only way? I refuse to see any other possible way to do this. You know, trade soul for a golden statue and stuff. It's literally just the same thing all over again.
So,
I warned them.
So it blew up there during negotiations.
No. She blew up here.
Okay,
But because she
I'm
blew
fine.
up here, now that we have a possibility of her going rogue. Because she sort of does that.
Okay, well at least it happened here, not there. So it's just...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, have they convened? Is there any plans in action yet?
Not yet. We have to see what Albrecht wants to do. They pretty firm on wanting to get this obvious darkness weapon. You know, the stone that we found with Finn today?
Yes.
Yeah, they want that thing. The obviously darkness thing.
Of course they do.
To a guy who's literally definitely influenced by the darkness. I mean, come on. How stupid do you gotta be?
Okay, so we have a stone that we keep away from the bad guys. We have the bad guys who've taken over Cari town,
Yep.
and they're trying to negotiate for the stone. Fun. Sounds like...
But we have an Albrecht, so...
What does that mean?
Meaning that we can dupe him for long enough to get the people out.
That'd be nice.
That's the ideal.
Well,
I mean, the way I see it, I don't think there's a way to get everyone out alive, so it's best to minimize as much as we can.
The fuck?
Because the alternative of giving him the stone, which could give him the ability to probably kill everyone here, is just not an option.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait until further orders, because I guess.
So far, we're all scheming to find a way, or the best way, to get the hostages out. Wait, is that another? Wait, what?
Family or brothers, or just people trying to survive. You know that they are under his rule and they are terrified.
Yes.
and need
I've got
help
some
to come
information
out
for you
of
guys
this
that's been
snake
swarming
hole.
from
He's
the
not
inside.
saying
You might
anymore.
have an extra good night if you guys can get in.
Oh,
Thanks to Raleigh.
tonight?
Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe
what
if
do
they
you
drink.
mean?
But they don't.
Drink?
The tavern has a sorted a plan to get them to drink alcohol. Thanks to Raleigh, we managed to increase the puffin's potency and put it in the alcohol successfully.
You guys are brilliant.
But there's one big problem.
You can put your hand in.
You guys can't get in from one way. I searched the sewers. It's rid of the bear traps, but
how it is now.
But there's a couple arcane locks in the way. I think they might have tampered with them. I do not know.
Okay.
Oh god, that was a run.
Please,
I'm
thank
soaking
you.
wet.
Bear traps is nothing. Bear traps, you just need to take a stick with and you'll be fine.
Professor.
No, okay.
We'll switch back to common.
Speak with you.
Yes, Cadet.
In private, sir.
It was at the South Gate with me.
I'm sorry, but this is a...
What?
Yeah. Cadet Alba and Cadet Misty.
Go to sleep, baby. And
Send someone else.
what kind of music do you like,
to
sir?
our original group by going to the city.
Does it not speak?
He does.
Alright.
Trying to meditate.
The sweet sound of silence is quite appealing.
Chromatic glass, my heart. Have you heard that one? It's my favorite. By Chromatic Glass, Jen.
Lay down. Don't accidentally lay on you.
Alright, I'll leave you in peace.
Yeah, lay down.
Surely you have a better part.
Mm-mm.
I think my dick just went soft.
What?
This is aimed at no illusionary magic.
If I hear that from either one of you, I'm gonna be very upset.
The way that these.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck? What is even that sword he's using? The sword even cut anything? Looks like he bought it at some card from a con artist.
Oh, you talking to me? You really didn't like the music? Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I was just singing you a song.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wow. Wow.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you look like the type. You
Look like-
sing, you're clearly a bar.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with going to conventions and hanging out with your friends and having a good time.
In buying fake swords that make you look cool.
Well, you know, they also do sell wooden practice swords that are actual practice swords, okay?
You said you had another injured?
Hmm.
What's going on in here?
don't know you. Why the fuck do you have a part
If I need to explain, he was trying to keeping him busy and distracted, so he's not catching on to the guy in the other tent. I don't know if you noticed.
Said, but what? Tell me.
If I needed to explain that.
Stay still. Stay still.
Oh God.
I love a good roast.
Please don't get her man. Gone. Clearly you have been missing out on the roast, seeing as you're with him, clearly.
See, she accepts me for all my wonderful, beautiful, charismatic qualities.
Let me just take it. Oh, well, there is one thing bigger than you.
Hmm?
I mean, that's probably because I'm an elf, but that doesn't mean it. All my length went to my ears. But okay.
Wait, what?
What?
I never said I had a big. I said I had a big roast beef, but all right.
Okay. I didn't. You have a roast beef? Wait, Wait.
Wait, that's.
Wait.
Hey, you're a girl? Roast beef is a girl description. What
Yeah. Where are we going with this? Sir!
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not talking to you.
You don't want to talk about it?
Okay.
This is different when it's on your side.
There's a lot going on around the medical tent, and I need for all chatter to please calm down. It is hard to focus amidst close quarters. If you're going to have a laugh, please take it outside.
It's very important we do this right now, as we need to keep this man's spirits up while stuff is happening.
I can't.
You know, it's best to keep the spirits up.
Just keep it down. There's stuff happening everywhere, Chipz.
Alright, I'll tone it down like 2 or 3, okay? Will that make you feel better?
Get together the diplomatic squads. We're going to be departing shortly.
Okay, here. We're gonna have to continue this conversation a little with like 6-inch voices.
Please do, Professor.
6. What?
Yes, 6 inches.
What are you doing?
I'm sure you're familiar with it.
He's talking to me. Please control your mans.
Listen, in my country...
He's gonna suck me, I can feel it.
Only... Wait, what? Is that what they do in your culture? Okay, listen, I'm not...
No, it's clearly what they do with you, Fang boy.
Shh, 6-inch voices. 6-inch voices. Okay.
I've got the 5-inch voice. 4 inches.
Okay, you win this one.
That's right. Little bitch.
Well, I'm gonna keep checking the perimeter and make sure.
Once more. Last time.
Alright. Take a break. You burned it. Repeat that last sentence once more.
That's the problem we have. Is
Before that.
I don't know. He was brought back from the dead.
And with the stone wants to do what?
He wants to weaponize it.
I see.
Is he able to do that with one stone? That you know of?
According to the CAF officer, yes.
I don't know how much information you were able to get from Chipz when we spoke. Nick was nearby, verified everything that they said. Seems they have no intention of doing what Zane is currently doing with the town.
Yes, I'm aware. What needs to happen, however, is that there is a base of operations that these bandits are using. Something else outside of our spectrum of knowledge. The one in there that speaks Elvish has agreed to take a squad there if he is let go. I leave that up to the second. You were going to say something else?
I received confirmation from them that what else is out there is exactly what we fear it is. As a matter of fact, we saw some corpses making their way back over here. Large blade wounds. Large creatures that were diced in half, followed by foot.
Then we
fresh.
make ourselves ready.
Suspected us to come here to help with it, apparently. That's why they think we're here, to deal with these creatures.
I'm sure. We've been lured in, Professor.
Another thing.
Right.
We don't know what it is, but there is a very large creature, as big as trees.
That's what we're speaking of.
Yeah. We're trying not to inform the town about it.
Get the rest of the cadets that are on the diplomatic mission together. We are out of time. Every time a civilian leaves those walls, there's going to be punishments for those who remain. Excellent. We're going to bring a stone that is an illusion. It'll look, sound, feel the same. Negotiations only need to continue as long as it takes to secure the hostages to leave the city walls. We will be able to take the city from all the various ways that we know. Yes, they have many numbers, but those at the outpost will not be able to react fast enough. Their forces are split up between the town, 3 outposts, and apparently some base of operations that one of the bandits was speaking of. It should be entirely possible. I will need a little time to make this replicant.
Find out is fake.
Then the plan falls apart and we're fighting anyway. The hope is that is not the case. The CAF officer is convinced that this will work. I have my reservations, but I do not see another way to get the civilians out of the town, and he seems fixated on this stone.
When I was speaking with the bandits, they did also confirm that there are additional hostages from the outlying areas that they took when they were burning them down. Should be at that base of operations.
So either we hit some other place simultaneously, because we'll lose hostages regardless. It's far more complicated than it's worth.
It's better to isolate into one place.
Sir, if I may, if we get rid of all of the people from Cari Town and if we successfully evacuate them, once we leave, we're going to be alone with a bunch of bandits. The diplomatic team, I mean. Or do you mean to attack?
You will be with 2 professors who are capable.
Everyone else is fast.
Thanks. But
Again, you will be with 2 professors who are capable.
I'll
And are
keep
aware
crossbows
of
off
abjuration
us.
magics.
At least the bolts.
The point is, if we can get the civilians out of Cari Town, it can be assaulted in earnest. If we move quickly enough, there will be no civilian casualties, and we'll be able to hopefully take the town back. Once we have the fortifications, we'll have the upper hand. All of the supplies, from what I understand, have been taken from the outlying areas and put in the Cari Town because they do not expect to lose it. With the farmland and such burned, they can be starved out. The outposts would be abandoned, or that is the hope.
Civilian when we get them.
Apparently, a great deal of them are either adventurers or former guardsmen. They can assist.
Assist in the assault and getting the town back, I imagine.
We can utilize all of the different ways we know to get inside. Hit them simultaneously. Or we get very lucky, and they take this replicant stone and leave. From what I understood, they only took Cari Town on what they called principle. Something about Zane's loss of life. They don't seem to have an interest in the town itself.
Sir, do we have anybody or any way to get information back and forth to Cari?
At the moment, I'd have to say probably not. We know a way in and out, but the amount of civilians that are using them, it's going to eventually be found out. I don't know how long a line of communication could be established. On top of that, apparently they've been knocking bandits out and bringing them inside of the tavern. It will be found out, and every moment we stand by, their discovery comes closer.
Where are we taking the civilians out again? How are they escaping?
I would hope to be able to either do so through the sewers, if we could prep a team to figure out how they work, or if need be, and I really hope not, by force out one of the gates. That would assuredly have casualties.
Do you know about the update about the sewers?
Fill me in.
There are now bear traps all over the floor, and they have allegedly done something to the magical lock, so expect some kind of magical trap.
I thought they were clear earlier.
It was, and then apparently, according to the new civilian that came in now, it is not.
Do you think
Or at the
they're
very
on the
least, it
people
is
escaping?
trapped. That's probably why.
Are now.
If we send in someone in advance with a 10-foot pole and someone with enough arcane knowledge to dismantle a spell, whatever trap they might have laid, allegedly, we don't know. This is all hearsay after all.
So little intel. First of all, if there are two locations, including Cari Town and this bandit base of operations, one or the other, we're going to lose hostages. The only way to prevent that would be a simultaneous assault, and we just don't have the manpower. I don't believe so.
Is there a way that we can get them to go to the sewers on their own?
They seem to know about them. It would help a great deal if someone was able to act as a liaison to the people there while the diplomatic team was busy. If we could keep their eyes on the diplomats... Aye. So while their eyes are on the diplomats, perhaps some other agents of ours could get the people ready to evacuate. Stuck.
Bring Mason and Raleigh in invisible. They know all the townsfolk. They can speak to them, they trust them. Or at least enough that they know them. They can get them prepared to get out.
The second they're seen, everything goes to shit.
Exactly. And maintaining that will be difficult. The reason why is this Zane seems to know illusions. I'm attempting to probe him as we speak to him, but he is odd.
Ida?
Could be useful. It could be useful. We can get Cadet Ida to do so, but I'd like them to have a team, not to be by themselves.
I think Bile can go and...
Bile's not here.
I don't think they are present.
Victor could...
Oh, you want to do this today? Okay.
He does have a point. What is our timetable?
Is already...
We don't have any more time.
Thanks to these people leaving.
Okay.
Because of the civilians leaving on their own, the escape route, at least the one we know through the sewers, is now compromised. There are bear traps and apparently some sort of arcane trap that might be present. We'll have to make our way through that while the diplomatic team tries to keep all eyes on them. This is going to have to be almost every other squad involved in this at this point. Deputy, do we have any number on how many hostages that they have in there?
The entire town of Cari.
Is there a number that's associated with that?
About 50, 60, I believe.
Minus 8 or so.
Never mind. Make my notes.
So the plan essentially is this then, Professor? The diplomatic team goes in as our distraction force, while the rest of the academy goes to the sewers.
We go in and perform our tasks as diplomats, but the timetable has gotten so small that we do not know how much time we have. We will go in as we did before, the same loadout we had before, same people we had before.
It is actually a lot more than just that. It is more like 800. There's a lot of people there.
Good.
How can get out that many?
We can't. So then we will have to keep casualties minimal. which means we have to rely completely on diplomacy now. The other squads should be ready in case things go awry and an assault is necessary. I will leave that to my second. That would be you, Instructor. It may come to brute force. I would like that it doesn't, but if it does, whatever cadets that remain, and yourself and the other professors, find out all the weak spots that are into Cari Town, and be prepared to move on them all simultaneously if things go awry. You will know if they do. We will see.
Well, that would be helpful.
Unless we're indoors.
Sewer lines? You mentioned the sewer lines are compromised.
Yes, you will have to disseminate this information once we have departed. Our time is up.
Yes, sir.
What we will do, diplomats, when we are inside, is we are going to try and convince them to leave. That is our only chance to make this not bloody. We will offer up this stone, the illusion of it. I can make it extremely convincing. Hopefully this Zane will not see through it. Other than that, I do not believe we have many more options, if any at all.
If we mess this up, it's only chance.
I think that it is time to gather the cadets, tell them the situation, and I think it's time for the professors and the squad leaders to have a talk. Rather, Professor, we need to have a talk.
Instructor Essa, take command.
Right. So, I'm assuming we're going to be moving on this tomorrow. Seeing as how half of us are asleep right now, and the rest of us are unavailable. So, as you already explained, our diplomacy team will be moving in to try to get them to leave. Now, the rest of us are going to be moving on the least fortified areas of the town. The ones who are currently in our camp, the ones who... Rick, Lady Walsh, whatever the other two's name were. We're going to question them, try to see... What was that?
One is named Malquin, I think.
Malquin, right. Well, I'm assuming they'll have noticed by now the areas of this fortification. I'm going to make an attempt to gather... We should do this now. Please put in word for the rest of the students in the camp. Meet me here, line up in your squads.
Speak to one of the professors down
Aye, sir.
Yes, sir.
We need somebody to watch them.
No, something else.
Something else.
Signature. It was the fucking CF officer kept drawing it.
Gavin should still stay here.
This one.
To watch.
Sir,
I have a blade word up on
someone
her.
out.
If she gets attacked, I will be able
Excuse
to
me.
let you know, hopefully.
Cadet.
We need the cadets. If you guys could.
Could you take this to one of your professors?
Sure. What is it?
Might be something. It was a little sigil that I noticed on that the CEF officer Flynn kept drawing down like it was some form of signature. Might be useful.
So we have a kill order out for him. More believable for the bandits. Try and...
Everyone I can see.
Going to let everyone gather, then I will relay.
Vic, line up.
The only specifics I've been told is that it helped cure some sort of disease. But the more that
There are more
makes me think of it more
people coming in.
a conduit of sorts. That it is
It would appear that way.
of curing a disease. I feel like
Some
there's
have
one
to
way
stay behind
spread
for
disease, but that's just my own theory.
watch the bandit.
Good. They'll need that. All right. Good. Right. We'll get started. Crystal Thorn. will be our diplomacy squad. They will be on the inside, speaking as much as they possibly can, keeping in contact with the bandits. The rest of you will be assigned to a professor to establish yourself on a weak point of the wall. I will move with General Squad. Ignis will more than likely be under the command of Carver, but we'll talk about that in a moment. The point is, we're going to scout weak points. This will be happening tomorrow. Tonight, more than likely a time of rest. Prepare yourselves, make sure your weapons are sharp, get yourselves stocked up. We might have to have a full frontal assault tomorrow. Ideally, we do not. Ideally, we do not strike at all. But in the event that we do, we have to be decisive, quick, as few casualties as possible. Are you all aware of the amounts of people in this town being held hostage? Yes.
Are you sure we're doing this tomorrow? I thought that they said that we were going to try and head everyone out immediately.
If it's immediately, we're lacking almost, what, a quarter of us? But if that's the case, plan on immediately. Right. So, like I said, I'll move with General Squad. Chubb will likely take Ignis. Gallant is distinctly lacking. Where is the rest of your squad?
Some of them are still attending.
Backwards. Yeah.
Some of the squads, including Ardent Vale, are still keeping guard of the prisoners, and then also keeping guard of, well, the other prisoner. And also the townsfolk that escaped. So.
Good. Liang, relay this information to them when you get a chance.
I will, sir.
Right. Any questions so far?
Could you give us
Yes.
a rundown of the information in a bite-sized chunk, just so we're all on the same page, please?
Of course. So far, what we're working with is a town of about 800 to 1,000, being seized by bandits, numbering about 100 to 250. They outnumber us greatly. They have checkpoints set up along the roads, as I'm sure we've all been told. These checkpoints are manned by about 20, 30 bandits each, maybe. Now, we only have one shot to do this diplomatically. In the event it does not go through diplomatically, our plan is a full frontal invasion of the town from strategical weak points. We're going to attempt to take out their leader. With information that we've gathered, their leader is in control, or being controlled rather, by either some outside force, i.e. a necromancer, or the darkness. Unfortunately, we don't know this yet, unless there's been an update. No update.
We'll see what their conversation, if it brings and bears any fruit, but I would suspect the latter.
Suspect the latter.
May I speak?
You may.
I interrogated those two guards that we happened to bring back. I got the information I needed, so I'm going to provide this to you now. Apparently this Zane person wasn't the same person that we're all hearing about now. Apparently, this guy was some sort of hero. He was for the people. But when he died, he came back as something completely different. Whoever this guy is, he has a really bad reputation. And I've overheard talks. But this guy is definitely being, as you've said, either controlled or manipulated. Or he himself might be the darkness. In which case, I like to be in the know of exactly what's going on when I'm serious. And I'll tell you right now, from the way this sounds, Zane needs to die. Again.
Way ahead of you on that one.
Right. The problem is how. If it is a necromancer, we can't. Unless we chop off his head. But it seems it isn't. Killing him should not be that difficult. We just lack
Seems to be
critical
undead,
information
sir.
right there.
Do you have ways to
Undead.
dispatch an undead?
And of course.
Yes. We also have another potential issue: is every time if we end up having to strike down the bandits, for every bandit we strike down, they could raise a soldier against us right after. In fact, that might end up being the goal in the end of all of this.
Do we have
We
tabs
haven't
on
seen
who the
any undead
necromancer
ones.
is?
Where this necromancer is.
Yeah, where is he?
He ran
Well,
off.
if someone
He
is
escaped.
resurrected, all they need is dead. Oh, escape. All right.
I'll be right back, okay?
It's a
We
good
were
point.
pursuing him back in the summer, but he escaped.
Your best.
So he's not in this
So-
location? That's good to know.
I don't know. As far as
Actually,
Gnarly. They had gold weapons.
I know. I'm well aware.
Actually, hold on.
Thank you.
A lot of the Nightwalkers, they were all human, yeah?
Some are
some are elves.
supposedly elf.
Yes, of course. This
Or
doesn't
elven
dismiss the
slaves.
fact, though,
Huh.
that Zane is definitely different, and his followers seems to think so. That's with the information I gathered from those two Nightwalkers.
Back on track for the moment. Priority number 1 is the people of this town. Moving in a full frontal assault is dangerous. Extremely dangerous for these people. From what we've been told, they will not hesitate to kill on the spot if it will save their hinds. Our priority is going to be getting these people out somehow. If we can create an
Usually.
opening. Yes.
For now, we will take no action. For now. We have much to discuss, Professor. And I don't want to make any rash decision just right now.
So we are waiting until tomorrow.
I do apologize.
You've been relayed your information.
No, you're staying here, though. We need to have a discussion with everyone. Lila? Cadet?
What of every townsperson that escapes between now and when we act?
If we do any action against it now without thinking it thoroughly through, we risk an entire town of 800. Their actions are unfortunately their own for the moment.
Can we not help them
We
by
have
setting
to
up
think
our
of
own
the bigger
checkpoints?
picture.
Can we do
We
anything?
could. But that is why I'm waiting for everyone to gather. Everyone?
Everyone that can.
Alright.
Some are guarding bandits.
Who? Alright. Who is acting captain of general for the moment? Who wishes to speak? Come on. 1, 3.
We have our
you
second
want
is
to,
is Alaska. However, we do not have a third. So
We do not have
currently,
a third.
it would be
Well,
no
then
one that's
pick
currently within this
someone.
line.
I'm not asking. I'm asking for someone to speak. So I guess that's you.
Thank you very much for
Tell me,
volunteering in that
what
case.
do you know? What do you know? What does you and your squad know
In regards to
about this situation? In regards to the situation, give every bit of information you can, and be quick and concise about it. Go.
Yes, ma'am. We went and scouted the church. However, we did not find anything was inside, and and a few scouts ended up seeing a large group of bandits within their camp, relatively close outside. apparently
full.
There's a,
Okay.
like a very large encampment on top of some rocks over there, and they chopped down a lot of trees, and they made like a big wooden wall, and they have like watchtowers and stuff.
And guard posts at every road. Good. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
No. Vanguard. Reports. Concise, quickly.
Our acting squad leader currently.
Augusta.
Yes, ma'am.
Cadet.
It's me.
Are you able to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Then do so. Quickly.
Right, report. We went out scouting with Arbor and the rest of Vanguard. We did come across a hedge maze around the corner. Yes, sorry. There were 2 bandits there and a bunch of goblins that started to attack them. We neutralized the goblins and knocked out the bandits with the help of Professor Carver. And we brought them back here. They're tied up and so on and so forth, and information has been given.
Anything else to
That is
add,
all.
Vanguard?
I have discussed with Professor Esser everything I am aware of when it comes to necromancy and how Zane could possibly be how he is right now. If I gather more information, I could come with a better conclusion. Currently, we're unsure.
Alright, so no.
Goblins smell like shit, ma'am.
Thank you for the assertion, cadets. Ignis, reports.
Right. Went out on a recon. Notated 3 outposts, checkpoints, which are manned. Gave that information to superiors, as well as found the sewers intact. Though there seems to be more development on that, as the people that are escaping Cari Town has informed us that there are now additional measures that have been placed in the sewers. However, it still seems a viable option. Outside of that, nothing else.
Ignis? Anything else? Very well. Mr. Thorne.
Went on a diplomatic excursion to the city. We were let in through the gates by the guards who seemed willing and ready to let us through. It was nice. I met with a character known as Zane. Interesting fellow who shot one of his men while we were there. Refused to speak further about negotiations until he was provided with the stone we discussed before. He did not care to have the possession of Officer Finn, thankfully, only the stone. We then left afterwards. I did get stopped by Miss Walsh, who is here now, who told me that the townspeople are each making several different actions to try and find ways out, and are probably going to continue to do so. Cadet Cesaris and Cadet Hart were affiliated with Crystal Thorn at the time.
Anything else, Crystal Thorn?
I have something.
Go on.
In the interest of lessening the amount of casualties that the townspeople may suffer, there might be another option, or at least an additional option, in accordance with whatever we decide to do, I guess. The bandits, some of them seem to be operating out of fear. It's possible we could perhaps sway some of them to put down their arms. How we would do this, I don't know. But it is something.
That's a possibility. Anything else? Good. Gallant.
Too many of them.
All right, that would be me, ma'am. Gallant, we guarded town all day. We have temporary outposts that we were watching over the camp. We received several of the escaped villagers as well as relayed information back and forth. During that information that was relayed back and forth, however, we learned that there was a church within the direction of Camp Cari in between there and here. Based on the information regarding previous instances we've had here in the past, as well as the fact that the Zane individual may or is undead in nature, I believe probably would be in our best interest to consider the church as a forward base, something to aim towards, as it would help us against a particular individual, especially if more undead could be in the mix afterwards. And that is all I have to report, unless anyone else in Gowan has anything.
I have nothing other than my past experience.
If we make that a forward base, that means we are making a statement that we're actually doing a full frontal. If we do that, we give away any element of surprise.
Ma'am.
The only way that we can do this is if we surprise them. Otherwise, we're fucked. There's no way we can siege the town.
We found several outposts watching along the main roads, as well as a larger fortress-like outpost overlooking the east side of the city. They are flying banners
We're gonna need to sneak them out.
of black
I think
with
the
red
sneak-up
markings.
plan is best.
We also west. Mistake. West side. And further out, we also noticed an outpost, though we did not get any closer due to the openness of the area. It seems they are building something further out, and there was signs of foot traffic out there, so possible reinforcements sitting on the outside.
Anything else, Sunnyvale?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
One of you?
Go ahead.
During the operation that I ran with Vanguard, we spotted two gobo that looked like they had been slain by something significantly larger than them. Massive, really. They looked like they'd been split in half with a blade. Of massive proportions, given the size of the gobo. In talking with the Nightwalkers, they confirmed that they have heard and seen things off in the distance, something large. They seem scared of it, and they almost seem to hope that we are here to help them get rid of it. We haven't been able to identify it. But we have seen a handful of large tracks in the woods as well. That might back this up. We are unsure.
Very well. Someone else had information? Unless you have more?
Laura.
Ida did.
No.
Ida did, and I did as well.
I will come back. Ida.
Ma'am, when we were scouting inside the church, there was a corpse. When I was assisting General in scouting out the church, the corpse was gone. Additionally, Cadet Leanda identified that the settlement nearby was empty.
Good, Chixie.
Yes.
Do undead beings need bones just to sustain themselves? Corpses just sustain themselves?
The caster requires components and mana, and the caster has to be consistently keeping them up. That is why I had mentioned before the book. In my book and my notes, there is no undead that cannot be up without a caster.
Ma'am, to add to this.
Thank you. Yes.
During our search of the outer farmstead on the other side of town, we did not find any bodies or remains within the farmstead where it had been burned down and attacked. Either they escaped or the bodies are just gone.
Understood. Continue, Ida.
Additionally, per the individuals that call themselves Nightwalkers, they are adorned in very high quality leather. When questioned about it, they said that when Zane returned he returned providing all of this equipment.
My ADD's kicking in, man! I'm dying! I've been standing here for 30 fucking minutes!
Right, the bandits that are here. Apologies. Flora, yes. And again, be concise.
Can just confirm also sightings of knockover tree and footprint.
Very well.
Okay. My back is killing me.
Does anyone have any other information to report?
I have no further information other than my experiences over the summer with Camp Cari.
Raleigh Mason, you remain here. Everyone else, you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
free to go if you wish. See to our captain.
Ma'am?
And see to our people. If you wish to stay, you may. We are going to be discussing possible battle plans, but I don't want an entire group here. Pick one person for your squad, please. Outside of Mason and Raleigh.
I'll stay here.
To her.
You guys done enough today.
You got this, Chipz.
When it comes to the necromancy, if you have questions, come get me.
Yeah, I'll come get you. Try to stay line of sight.
Actually.
We staying here with Nerali because I got to explain some things from the previous 2 years that might add to this conundrum we're in.
Do you mind if I sit?
Feel free.
Oh, yeah, sit down. Relax, okay?
Okay.
Really weak.
Oh, babe. Do you want me to do it? I can do it.
What the hell?
Quite a busy day,
I'm dying.
I can stay behind and stay here. I can stay here for you. You can go.
Yes, ma'am.
I was stretching. We call that stretching. Don't mind me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were like actually needing to rest. Okay, all right. I'll be in camp.
No, I was stretching like I always. You know, it's fun.
You both will be extensively giving me an extensive report on exactly everything that you did at Cari Town this summer. Not right now, but tonight. We'll go to the boat and you will both explain everything that you know.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what'll help, but we will try. Alright. Step back. Will someone get Professor Albrecht?
Get him.
Ma'am. I was going to confirm with you that we know that the existence of those, these giants, as the townspeople have called them, are in fact walking these forests, or at least maybe one of them. I'm not sure how many. They're things that we've encountered in the past, things that have devastated us, to be honest. They're not the things that we can fight directly. They are immensely large. They're larger than that mountain, and their weapons are about twice the size.
Oh.
In addition
In fact,
to
ma'am-
this information, go ahead.
Continue. I'll let you finish.
All of the professors before this year have all encountered
Fuck, dude.
this creature and have all plotted. So if you
I'm gonna
need
be
any
honest, Chad.
information on it,
As much as I want to be here, I don't know if I can mentally do it, man. Like, I'm gonna be like, this is the best option. Let's do it. No? Oh, we're gonna talk it out some more.
Going over what occurred our first year here, which and how Cari was founded, as well as the second year here and dealing with Imra. I believe some of the information we've had during both of those instances might be connected to this or have potential help.
Good. Alright. Yes, we will have that discussion tonight.
Just I need to continue the fucking. Oh, I need to do
I want
Yuki
to make
stuff
it very
too.
clear. I don't want this to turn to a massacre. I want to keep as many lives as we can.
Oh, come on, Audiobug.
To lose someone is regrettable, but
I know what's going on. I didn't get my second break.
I think we can do better than that. But Rome wasn't, rather, the sanctuary wasn't built in a day.
Okay. Okay. Can we have structure to this meeting, please?
What do you suggest?
Miss Boyle. Oh, you're gonna make us suggest? You don't ask us, the cadets? Are you serious?
Probably
They're
don't have
just
enough
gonna.
weapons in stock
Oh
to
my
just
god, they don't even know. Yeah, of course we don't.
me, Lila, Hannah, Ravina, and a few others had a discussion, a sort of plan.
None of them
plan
are
may
able to
be
make battle
different
strategies.
Now that we had heard what happened with the sewers, the plan that we had came up with was
We need
bringing
a
large
professor.
force of the academy to the
Not
front gate
Carter.
as a distraction for the guards.
Albrecht
They'll
is
be on high alert
fine.
and they'll be paying attention to us.
Esther seems to have
While
a good
a
head on his
smaller
shoulders,
force
but
goes through the sewers and
he hasn't
escorts
proven
them out.
himself yet. Or at least I haven't
This
seen him
would
yet
be-
in action.
This
Little
is
one?
the
I
one
don't know
talked
much
to
about
Hannah
him.
So this is the one I'm talking about.
referring
know
to the
much
plan
about
that we
him.
spoke about with Albrecht when we thought that we were going to head out tonight.
Well, we aren't going to head out tonight, or maybe if we do, we'll head out later. But for now, we're not. For now, we need to regroup and discuss things. Maybe later tonight,
However,
I
the
don't know.
details of that plan could still be viable.
Possibly, but let Jixie finish, and then you will have your turn. Jixie?
Finishing up, we were told that there is little to no guards at the exits of the sewers, so the escort would be a lot less casualties than if we tried escorting them out of the gate due to the forces outside.
Yes, but now if there's bear traps and a change in the locks, that means they're expecting something from that. Possibility, but...
Yeah, but that's... If I may, those seem like they're trying to
Hold
keep
on.
the Cari residents in and not keep
Cadet,
people. Yes.
you will have your moments. Lila. Cadet Lila.
You could shove it up your ass.
All of this hinges on an ability to be able to extract the townspeople as A, quickly as possible, B, efficiently as possible, and as silently as possible.
If someone has something to chime in, you let everyone else chime in. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to be disrespected. You gotta suck my dick.
I don't know how to deal with this information currently, and I'll probably be left till tomorrow.
The events last year.
What about Guildmaster Holsby? Any word from him?
He left. I understand now what you're referring to.
Yes, he should probably eat his grief and grow big and strong instead of being a wuss. I can smell it all.
Dismiss, Cadet.
Deputy Headmistress Boyle needs you as well.
One moment, I'll be there in a second. Please report.
Okay.
The armor was provided by the returned Zane. Same with the other equipment that they use.
Interesting.
Additionally, when we were scouting this morning, there was a corpse inside the church, and when we went to investigate later on, the corpse was gone. There's a settled by the west of Cari town. It is empty.
Necromancy, it must be.
Think of
Good
how
work,
quickly he
Cadet.
shot someone on his own team. Especially considering that a hostage now that was once against you can be used.
Cadet Chipz, you are requested back at the meeting.
Is there anything else?
No, sir.
I am waiting my turn to speak with the professor,
Excellent work,
if
Cadet.
I may. Professor?
Dismissed. Ensure the safety and survival.
How long?
Yes, sir.
Should only take a moment, because I believe he is being requested.
Cadet. I will send Cadet Chipz over as soon as he is done.
Thank you.
What can I do for you, Cadet?
Well, hurry over there as soon as you can. That sham of a lady is making a shit show. Please help the planning process.
The deputy headmistress, you mean?
I don't trust to follow her.
Good. We play the game, Cadet.
And what a game it'll be.
Very good.
You requested me, Deputy?
Not you, Professor. Cadet Chipz was requested.
Forgive me.
Where to go?
Never heard that. I don't remember that now.
Mind if I take this box?
Please.
Cadet, so glad for you to join us. Were you upset that I told you to wait?
Oh, I had to go
I'd
find
asked him to
Professor Oak.
report something to me. Forgive me, that is my fault.
No. He sat here, interrupted a cadet. I told him to wait while the cadet spoke, and he got pissy and left.
I didn't interrupt anybody, ma'am, but if that's what you saw, I apologize for my misbehavior.
Back talk is unnecessary, cadet.
I was apologizing for my misbehavior, Professor.
Good.
Yes. You were saying something before.
I was saying the bear traps and a lock tampering seems to be more with keeping the people in and less with keeping us out. That's not something you would protect against us.
The civilians, how did they escape? They escaped the sewers?
Actually, with the ones that I spoke with, which was the 3, they had found a spot behind the keep to jump over, and then they snuck around.
Well, I suppose that'll be locked up now. Get it, Augusta?
I wanted to ask, they keep calling them giants, right? What do they mean by that? Are they just saying it's big in size, or what's the deal with that? I didn't hear anything about it.
Those
Giant creatures that
things.
apparently you've seen before.
Augusta, do you remember
We haven't
one of the last
confirmed we've seen
times we
it
were
before,
here?
The description would be similar, but we have not confirmed this information yet, ma'am.
We did confirm it. That's what I'm telling you.
You saw one of them?
We didn't see it, but we confirmed it with the townspeople who did.
I
As
just
in their
wanted to
descriptor.
suggest that those that can become bigger can probably help subdue such creatures, like myself and Liang and so on and so forth.
From what
think
I
we-
was told, even the professors had issues with these creatures.
If these
Well,
are
if we work
the
together,
soldiers that we are aware of from
previous years.
before, it is not very likely that we would be able to send cadets against such things.
Assistance of
But
ice
if
and
they are
footballs would be
afraid and we are
beneficial,
trying to scatter forces, that might be something we can use to our advantage.
Absolutely.
I will
The
personally
image of
offer
such, at
them
least.
to help. I can't speak for the rest of them, but that's the idea I had at least.
Any type of area that would be very
Is it
beneficial.
permission to speak?
Pitfalls, fire.
Actually, this does sound like a good idea. Is it possible the giants within our academy, such as Augusta or Liang, could potentially become big enough when the bracelets are off, that they could be an illusion casted on them to appear as one of these things in order to perhaps influence bandits and what their reactions are to certain areas?
If we make it clear that these creatures are trying to go for their leader, or maybe not for their leader, but because of their leader, perhaps I have a chance to scare them off. Some of them, anyway.
And if their leader is actually influenced by the enemy, would they not see right through it?
The enemy, or the leader would, but their people would be terrified. From what you've told me, from what you've told is they've shot someone. They've shot their own people.
The bandits don't seem to be happy with this new Zane. There's a schism.
Perhaps we need
But
to
they're still
replace
too
them.
fearful of him.
Agreed.
That not...
Give them something more to fear.
If they are truly afraid of this man, perhaps if we do discover something, doing something of that nature, if it is possible, we could then use that information to, well, disseminate their forces with information such as what his possible intentions could be, and then that fear, including their current mistrust, might breed them to betray him.
I also have another possibility to... I think that might be the angle. I think rather than try to attack Cari Town, we need to attack this Zane in a more social manner. But I don't know. Do you truly think that we can fight this, professors, given all that you've seen?
Without massive casualties? No, I don't.
I agree.
Is it really that big?
Not him. It's the forces he controls. And the
Give you a
risk
bunch
to
of
life.
How big are they
It's
again?
a gun. They'll just start shooting when something happens. That's what's going to happen.
They were a little taller than an elemental. Aren't they?
Just about. Yeah, about an elemental. If it helps, me jumping at my full height just barely came up to their shoulders.
Is it possible to make potions to make us giants bigger for a certain time? To help?
Not potions.
We could summon elemental. We could summon elementals and well and give them the illusion.
Enlarged.
That would work too.
One squad could summon two.
That would depend on your abilities. I don't want us putting
Abilities.
too many of your illusions at the same time. Yes, we only have one illusionist, don't we?
As long as I didn't move or do anything else and could focus and made it into more of a ritual cast than anything else, I could maintain a decent-sized illusion, but that will take my full attention. Anything else would have to be directed by someone else.
If he needs to remain close, I can provide interference if anyone tries to come in to attack the summoner, or the illusionist.
I would not want them to see me. I'd be identified as part of the academy. So I'll either illusion myself as well or just stay out of sight. Maybe. Don't know.
Don't know. I think that we should start with a combination of the ideas we've had.
I have new information I'd like to bring forward, Deputy. Obviously, I don't know how fully accurate this is. I'll need to disseminate this information among the affected parties, but one of the prisoners that we have there that speaks only Elvish, the first one that we acquired today, seems to hear Zane's voice in his head, which is indicative of a few things. Most of the night, he's been talking normally and explaining things that have happened from his stance and his point of view. He seems to be thoroughly in the belief that Cari Town fired the first shot that turned this into the bloody debacle that it is. And after they had run away, thieves as they were pursued, from what I understand, by cadets that were sent by the town itself. From what I have been told, Zane had his neck snapped by Cadet Nerali. And his death is something that he is clinging to. They did not know about the stone when they first took the town. They only came across it after they had entered. Now, for whatever reason that Zane wants it, I have no idea, but apparently the first and foremost point of him making this statement was, as I said before, whatever twisted sense of justice that they have in their mind. Skipping ahead of that, some of the civilians that were in the other tent have been eyeing our prisoner across the way. One of them that has a bow drew an arrow and seemed to be looking for a moment for me to not be near the prisoner. Another one, I think it was either the blue-haired one or the one dressed as a mage with the wand, seemed to try to maneuver around the tents. But I made it clear that if they came any further, I'd take action. I don't know what it was they were trying to do, but after I stood up and looked at the ready, they left. That being the case, apparently whatever this voice is, whether it is Zane or the enemy, said that they had wanted to get their hands on the person who started all of this. At first, I thought it was, as we had discussed prior, but it seems to be whoever that mage is. I don't understand what it is that they're playing at, and I don't know if the enemy is playing off of what was Zane's former emotions. But through whatever feats we decide to deceive without actually losing lives, it is entirely possible we get them to give up the city. If they have their justice, or what we want them to think they have.
And we play
Food
a
for
game.
thought.
Yes. One more bit of information. It is small but useful. One of the prisoners is his gun loader. He has a pistol. He's the only one there with a pistol. And that one is apparently his gun loader, possibly a right-hand man.
Wait. It wouldn't be the same gun loader who got shot in front of us, is it?
We had several.
And maybe he has a few.
Okay.
They said he was the one.
He was. Okay.
What might have to play a bit of a game with this then. If we give them their justice, in exchange, well, that can undermine or at least be a substitute for what he really wants. And that might pacify them enough to at least speak with us anymore, or at least let us come and go from the town. If we have that, a bit of a better foothold. And if he accepts that the justice is correct, or is just, we might be able to do that, the other bit of trickery as well. We can prove to those bandits that we're better off for them than their leader is. Might have a shot at scattering his forces.
If we can undermine his authority with the bandit forces that are there, we could avoid bloodshed. But we have to make his authority undermined far more than they fear him. It will take some work and lots of moving parts.
There's no way that we can do that in a short amount of time.
Say again, Cadet?
How can we do that in such short amount of time?
Well,
We're not doing it
the only
now.
saving grace we have is they do not believe, or they did not, when we departed, believe that we had the officer in question or the stone. So they allowed us to go search for him and it. So this is us searching right now. We have time.
A little bit less time because of the APs. Cadet Augusta.
Question, these large creatures, forgive me, I don't know their behavioral or anything of the sort, but are they usually led by an alpha? I was going to suggest that if that is the case, or if one of us gets the illusion to seem like a bigger version of them,
You know what
could possibly
you know why what
get
this does to
them
me?
follow said alpha.
I'm a manager,
and then
Chad.
take
I
orders
structure
from said
meetings,
alpha, if that
and
makes
they're
sense.
quick. Well,
Vice
sometimes.
versa. I'm not
Sometimes
really
they're
sure
really
if
not.
these are
But at
the
least they have pointed, and we're
creatures
efficient, and we get the information's laid out at the beginning, and then everyone's on the same page, and then it's you focus solely on solutions. You don't focus on all the problems or the questions. You focus on the solutions. And I'm like, this is what we should do, and then you dev that solution. Does the solution work? All right, where are the holes in that solution? Okay, that kind of doesn't work. Okay, what's the other option? Poke holes in that one. See if that works. No? That one kind of works. Okay, so that one has a 70% chance, that one has a 90% chance. Okay, let's toggle between those two. Those ones have relatively the same amount of percentage chance. Which one do we like the best with the best flavor? That's what you gotta do. See, now I'm just going insane over here. Quiet in my thoughts.
Alright.
I'm asking questions.
If seen one? Describe it to your
We're fine.
ability.
It works out because Chipz is crazy in his head.
Again, they're about as tall as the mountain, if not larger. They are completely gray, I think made of stone. It's hard to tell. If you get close enough to figure it out, you're probably gonna fucking die.
But then again,
their weapons
that's
are
what Kay
twice
would
as
do,
large
though.
as them. They
See,
usually carry swords
I just
or
realized
hammers
that
that
Kay is literally my
crush
manager's
one of our
side
squad
with none
mates.
of the happy, is it?
They are
That's exactly what it is.
unstoppable forces of God knows what.
Hello,
That's
smile
what it
into
is.
one.
Holy shit.
They're
We
not
figured
really
it out.
something that we want our
I
cadets
just
going toe
realized
to toe
that-
with, and the professors themselves struggled with them. If that's how powerful they were then, they will be more so now.
It's like a weird ass switch, dude.
We will act accordingly. Do what we must to survive. Alright, I know you have other things to say, but quite frankly, the hour grows late, and we all need to rest before we think about this.
Thank God.
We'll make our final decision
Understood.
in a few hours, if not in the morning.
Finally get some
For now,
booze.
gather your
Understood.
people.
Everybody's
Fine.
snacks? I have no
Rest.
idea. But we're going snacks for these.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
You're dismissed. If you have more to say, we can do so. Officer Finn.
Can constructs be
I'll
controlled?
say the rest at the ship.
Yes, however,
I'm gonna.
Although, to be honest, I don't think you guys would have been able to take him. But
Either way.
he's not invincible by any means.
Hi, Chipz.
Hello.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he does he have the ability to not touch the ground and just have things pass through him.
It does not look like the sliced potatoes.
That's a new one.
Hello. How are you holding up?
Oh no.
I'm feeling
Where's
a little
Rise?
better knowing that
Rise,
these
I'm
guys are
thirsty!
Well,
I'm
a lot of
just
plans,
so
but
Oh, I can't move.
then we would know that it is not connected. But if the bandits were only afraid of it, but Zane was not, then we would know that he is connected to them. Everything that is one of the plans was right.
Yeah. Ugh.
I think she might have gone to bed.
who is Mira that you're looking for?
Oh. It's Rise.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
How much time? How much time left do we have? Okay, well, gonna have to. Should have had her put it in a cup. Wasn't
Teachers would have asked you.
That meeting was a total wash.
I'm not surprised.
Complete waste of fucking time. And I don't like that boy lady.
I have been on so many meetings where people just repeat the same ass nonsense over and over and over again, refusing to offer solutions. Just but this, but this, but this, but that, but this, but this, but this, but that.
What I don't understand is like, why do? Yeah, that pisses me off too. Trust me. This is why I don't. But people I don't know. I think people hate vampires.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What the fuck did they say?
Oh, shoot. We were trying to have a
I have many thoughts on ideas.
conversations, and I didn't interrupt, but she said I did. And I was contributing to the conversation, everyone else was, and then I do, and then I speaking out of turn, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck me then. Peace out.
Oh, the deputy?
Yeah, no, fuck her. I'm good.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyways,
no,
like
she's
I
a
said,
primate cunt,
after the
fuck that bitch.
after the first couple minutes, I realized it was a sham. I needed Albrecht, so I went to find him, and yeah, he just told me to
No, do go on.
back the part.
He told you to back the what?
Just act the part.
Act the part. Okay. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. They are human.
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, I'm practically human.
You are.
With vamp-like tendencies.
But there is... Yeah. It's just a couple things. Just a couple things with a little bit longer canines, but that's nothing. Plenty of humans with birth defects have that. Except it's not a defect. People usually, get really excited when they see that. But... You know what I mean, dear.
Have you encountered them last year?
More common.
Giant swords, metallic of nature.
Wolf.
If it was only in a boggle, it would be a big deal.
Yeah. Wait.
Any notable weak points whatsoever? None.
That's red.
No! He kicks it.
By all means.
Why does he get stuff?
I don't see anything like this coming.
Well, I think it's because it's their form of sustenance.
Sorry.
Mira.
Hello.
Come here.
Where did she go here?
Huh? I think that might be empty.
Are those yours?
Her name was Reese.
I think it's empty.
I think it's empty.
Damn it.
Mira,
It's been there all
do you
day.
have any blue flavor in you? Left? Mm-hmm. The Evershine? I brought it, so like I was asked to.
But you get where I'm coming.
Oh, my hero.
There you go, babe.
This rope is kicking my ass. Give me a second. Wait.
Oh.
Here, right
There you are.
Yeah, I'll cop it. I got it. Okay. Oh. Okay, it doesn't stay.
It is just enough.
That'll have to do for now. That'll have to do. Okay. I'll bring a glass next time.
Does that help?
Yeah, actually, I feel way better.
All of this is
That's just a him thing, just so you know. Different people need different
some
things.
kind of accountability. Like I should be having.
I have noticed.
Then I'm sitting here today, and this is just. Does this make me anxious? I can't see what's going on inside.
I hope things went
barely
better
any information
for your group.
We haven't made them.
He did not really
I know why
do
we
much that seemed to be of much help
But I
today.
see more and more townsfolk running out here to try to get to our position.
He did, but On the other hand,
Out of our hands.
I am dog tired.
I am exhausted too.
Dogs usually cover the area. That's why the area is so flourished.
I did not actually spend much time in the camp. I'm constantly in and out.
Are you okay?
I am tired.
Those people took care of me.
Surprisingly.
When they left, come back to school. They waived doctor bills for me. They waived
I mostly stood guard most of the day.
almost heaven and earth.
It was very quiet.
Try to help us as much as we help them. Yeah,
Yeah, it was relatively quiet today, wasn't it? But,
I do not imagine it will be quiet tomorrow, given what they are planning.
it doesn't seem like it.
Nope.
do everything I can to save my family.
Though I'm gonna be honest with you. The plans seem a little rough right now. If we don't get something a little bit more solid.
The townsfolk will stand up and fight with us. I do.
Speaking of, give me a second.
I will go with what I am asked to. That is all I can do right now.
At least I know some of them will.
Remember your orders.
I'm going to bed.
If you have concerns,
Good night.
you should raise them.
Good night.
Good night, Vic.
What's up, Chipz?
Good night. You just have to go
I know you
now.
have a lot of information and knowledge on Cari Town and how it works now. I don't know what's happening right now. The whole meeting with Boyle was a crock of shit. Hopefully Albert can get it back on track. But, we have no idea what we're doing yet.
Of course we don't.
Either
Problem with old
solution,
regime versus new.
the solution seems to be having casualties, but,
I almost got sad.
waiting is gonna probably be the worst.
So a member of Cari
How's that?
Council sent you to do what?
Okay.
They're on their way
You
to
know,
the ship, by
sadly,
the way.
I
They
knew
sent
you
me
could
to
do
fetch
that.
you.
I knew you could. Wait, they did what?
They're on the way to the ship. I'm here to fetch you and Norelli. They wanted your information, remember? I can wait down and take
They wanted us to.
for Norelli, too.
Oh, God.
They wanted us to give them information on the ship about your summer, if you remember.
Yeah, I can tell.
I see Norelli. I'll go
I'll
fetch her
go
as well.
get
I'm
it.
sorry to interrupt your conversation.
No, it's fine. Yeah, the waiting game sucks.
I was ever able to do it.
And probably the thing that puts the most fear in. But
I watched people do that.
to be fair, if I wasn't afraid right now, I wouldn't understand the severity of the situation, and it probably means that more people get hurt.
I was gonna ask, with your knowledge, is there any way to get word to the inside at all?
I know what you meant.
Do you think that this man should have died?
There's a whole brand of humor within human/surface society
I
about
think-
people mishearing someone say something very innocent as something very lewd. That's a general summarization. Oh.
After what, Cadet?
The only thing I can think of is if,
What spurred it on?
well, originally, if Norelli was,
I got God by
well,
myself because I misheard you.
she could have used her bunny form, just dug up under the town, and then dug her way through, probably gotten to somebody's backyard, underneath a wall, probably handed off a letter to somebody. But as far as I'm concerned, the only way you're going to get in and out, or at least get a letter to anybody or from anybody, is through the mail lady.
Oh yeah, that's impossible. Good luck.
They're probably.
This happens like 3 times a year.
Where's the mail
Still do not know if
What?
go to? Where's it delivered?
Mail.
Oh damn, that sucks.
Hand delivered.
That's it.
She leaves every morning from the town to pick up the mail,
So she leaves town to get the mail?
deliver it out.
So it's somewhere out here.
She has to.
It's a joke.
Okay.
Somewhere out here, yeah.
He Everyone wants
Is she still allowed to do that?
She collects the letters and then can't tell you. I'm not sure. I'm not on the inside. I don't know. I didn't speak to her.
Well, that's actually something.
The
Maybe
only one
we
who
can...
would probably know that is either one of the townsfolk or anybody who was on the negotiations team.
Good point. I can ask one of them.
Alright.
I mean, that would be an easy way.
I run into him a weird amount.
Okay.
Like a weirdly, like a lot. It's only
Thank
when
you.
you're not intending. Only when you're not intending. If you ever try, then
No
what
problem.
happens? You're right. The Victor paradox.
What was the action that you took with the adventurers and Cadet Mason when you arrived at this
Hold on, I'm gonna get it for you. You
What-
know.
what-
Hey.
What happens?
Don't
Are
do
the beds cursed?
Don't do it.
Wait.
Whatever
Is it?
don't
Does
do
it
it.
roll up
There
like
you go.
Oh,
like
God.
wham? Like it slingshots you?
Ever again. It's a dangerous form.
Hey guys, before you go to bed,
Go to sleep.
do you think I could just
Yeah.
ask one
Go to
question?
sleep.
What?
One question. Has the mail lady been going out and getting the mail for you still in the morning?
We haven't gotten letters in a very long
yeah.
time.
She was in fact real sad that she wasn't getting any mail to deliver.
Got it. Okay. Thank
And
you.
also, additionally, the bandits took extra efforts with cold iron weapons to kill off the ferry mail.
Oh, well, there's that.
Not really.
Oh my
It's actually all offgoing.
You're keeping them up, bro.
We can just move stuff aside.
I was
Maybe
finishing!
sleep. Along here, maybe.
I'm beauty sleep.
Just to be awake.
Time, it is the time
I'm a light sleeper.
I need to sleep. I am most
Sleep.
definitely not coming.
I know.
Good night, guys.
Well,
I know. It's just-
Get to rest.
It's okay. I've got a
Before we got up, there was no mount.
Very unceremoniously thrown out of the RV.
With all the myths, they escape to lose them.
Okay.
My bad.
Because it's hard to see anyone through that.
Out in the open now.
So then we just fucking bolted, but two adventurers dealt with the main force up there, and then we just fucking hit
I tried.
Analyzing your armor as well.
I tried. What happened?
I tried.
Under the
I
armpit.
tried.
I think she tried to be
I
her
tried.
but she's I've been doing stuff at that exact moment.
Okay, so DM over here.
On the DM channel to ask us
Did you play your
specifically.
We ended on time. I think we ended on time. We're close to anyways. Only 30 minutes. Alright.
If I live,
Oh my god. So, I'm tired.
if I live, then I'm
So, a chill day is done. Recon done.
and I will.
Action plans are starting to be formed. All the information has been gathered. The entire day was relaying the same information. There was definitely different information, but everybody was getting... Okay, here's what happened.
Yeah, I know.
They all got different information. All tidbits of different information.
I'm gonna show.
But everybody was already caught up to speed, I think, by that time. That rehash was more of a meant to be a quick rehash. Everyone was in the know. Stars was a long ass day of telephone, kind of. I really wouldn't say it was telephone, but yeah. I mean, it was information relay. You can't go into battle or siege without information, so they got there. You're right. It was a drawn-out telephone game. They needed to figure out. It was not a filler episode. I wouldn't. This is called a setup episode. We honestly didn't get nearly the information that we had available. I know what information we had available that we could have got. I just didn't. There was more information that could have been found, and it was there, but I couldn't find it for the fucking life of me. And not right now, man. Not right now. I'm doing the thing, man. I'm tired and cranky, and I'm cranky. What's up?
What's up? Hi. How you doing?
Good.
That's fun. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Hi, friend.
I
have no idea.
Yeah. Hello.
I need mana.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. Hello,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Mayor.
thank you.
Mana.
No. Oh, that was some random ass. That was like a little tweak. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Yeah.
It's okay. You have time to rest until Monday.
Yeah, I do. Alright, tell everybody goodbye for me. I'm gonna slip into the sweet, sweet night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I better say it. I should probably say.
Listen, I am
Bye everybody. Bye everybody. Thank you for everything. Bye everybody. Thank you. Bye. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye everybody. Thank you.
My chat reminded me of the Good Shipper Art Squad. So
Bye everybody.
I still want to see it.
Okay. We're done, man. Exhausted. I'm exhausted. Surprise infiltration didn't happen. Thank you for the 100 bits, Taryn. Short but good. Was it short? No. We ended on time, or at least 30 minutes less, I think. I don't even know. Either way, it's late. I feel bad. I guess I would like to apologize for the people, to the almost 100 people that had to wait an hour as we tried to fix the server scuff. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for participating. I hope everyone had a good time. Thank you to all the DMs and admins and developers for working countless hours, pretty much around the clock, to make these things possible for all of us to enjoy. So, just thank you, everybody involved. So, all right, guys, I'm headed to bed. I'm tired. On a good note, you know that song I was telling you that I was writing? Well, it's almost done. Like, we're making mad progress, yo. I'd say that bad boy's done in about a week. But I won't be able to release it for a while after that, so I won't be able to give you any sneak peeks. I won't be able to do anything like that. But I'll give you that teaser. It'll be released in a nice formal release. It'll be like a full thing, okay? It'll be nice. I've shown you all the other ones in the steps. This one will be a full release. Okay. I hope you guys are excited for next episode. All the information that we've garnered today will be used to kill, free, who knows what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm tired. I got nothing left. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and always remember. It's RP, baby.
Every day I'm asked the same old question. When is RP going to start? I answer the same old fucking thing. I don't know, soon. TM. And then they're mad at me, so I'll tell them